Today on the show, it's everything we did at San Diego Comic-Con 2014 edition. Well, we're here. Kufu and I are in San Diego for Comic-Con. So we had a crazy time this year at San Diego Comic-Con. It was such a blur. It just like blurs by you. It's insane how fast it goes. But I got to see some cool sights and sounds and meet some cool people, so...
You forgot to mention me, I was there.
Robot got to come to Comic-Con this year. He had an excellent time. He was also there doing signings for people and taking pictures with all of our viewers, and a lot of people were really excited to see Robot. So if you didn't get to go to Comic-Con, you can live vicariously through me and watch this video and see all the sights and sounds.
Yeah.
Without having to spend $10 on a hot dog. So, or nachos or whatever. And of course, one of the things that you always do at a comic book convention is check out all the cosplays going on. And this year, hands down, my favorite cosplay was done by Cinema Makeup School, who is a makeup school here in LA who teaches people how to do effects makeup for movies and TV shows and things like that. And they decided to do an Apocalypse cosplay, and it just looked so great because, as you know, the X-Men franchise always takes the most liberties with the costuming and how the characters look. I'm not the only one who's noticed that, so did Lee, who works over at the Cinema Makeup School, and he decided that he wanted to bring to life what he thought Apocalypse should look like in the movies, which is essentially what he looks like in the comic books, and they did that, and it looked great. And not only that, Apocalypse announced that I was his new Horseman of Death.
Ladies and gentlemen, my new Horseman of Death!
It's me! I'm so excited! How long does this take?
Well, we started 3 months ago, and we wanted him to be larger than life. We wanted stilts, him to be at least 7 foot tall, and to incorporate cosplay with makeup. So
We tried to beat them to the punch a little bit.
Yes.
We're getting tired of just seeing a leather overcoat and some pistols on the side. So we wanted to go with the comic book.
Really nailed it. Out of the park. He looks just like the comics. Thank you for your hard work.
Thank you.
Team 19 is friends with Cinema Makeup School. We've gotten to go check out their facilities, which is so cool. And they've had a lot of their students end up on Face Off and things like that. So they're a really awesome place. Like, man, I want to go take some classes, like, really bad. And they're also going to be helping us with some of our calendar projects. So I'm really excited to be working with them on that. So be on the lookout in November. You'll see what they helped us do. It's going to be crazy. I don't want to say anything right now because I don't want to spoil it, but it's going to be pretty awesome. What do you think of Michael Bay doing the new Ninja Turtles movie? Thumbs up or thumbs down? We saw a lot of cosplay going on this year, and some of my favorite cosplayers weren't my favorites because they were so good. It was just because they were so ridiculous. I met these bro turtles, and I asked them what they thought of the new upcoming Ninja Turtles movie. What do you think of Michael Bay doing the new Ninja Turtles movie?
Oh,
It's gonna be the best movie alive!
Sick!
Woo!
Can't wait to see it! Megan Fox, if you want to hang out.
Yeah, where's Megan Fox right now?
Fox, you want to hang out with Michael
We're gonna
Bay?
see her tonight. We're gonna find her.
They were so excited and proclaimed that it is going to be the best movie alive. And that is my new favorite saying from now on. I'm stealing that. Thanks, Bro Turtles.
Oh,
It's gonna be the best movie alive!
Sick.
So what did you think about the Turtles movie?
Oh, I didn't see it. I'm not gonna give them my money, nor do I want that in my consciousness. I'm just gonna...
So you don't know if it's the best movie alive?
I don't know if it's the best movie alive or not, but I have a feeling that it's not. So... And of course, I did a little bit of cosplaying myself. This year, I chose to be Angel Crawford, the main character from the White Trash Zombie series by Diana Rowland. A little hungry, y'all. Just got shot up a little bit. Not so tanked up on brains. One of the main reasons that I chose to cosplay as this is because I wanted to protest the CW's iZombie show that's coming out, I believe, this fall.
Why? Why are you protesting?
Well, because iZombie is ripping off White Trash Zombie, and because that show's getting made, White Trash Zombie isn't getting made, which totally sucks because I could have been that character and at least auditioned for it. I mean, I'd totally be the character, but whatever. So I wanted to represent and be like, no, iZombie, White Trash Zombie is in the house, and what's up? Fuck iZombie, that shit sucks. The highlight of my White Trash Zombie cosplay was going over to the Penguin Books area where the ladies working there were just so thrilled and delighted to see one of their characters showing up. I think I'm probably maybe the first one to cosplay as Angel Crawford. And I should be the last because I'm the best at it. It's me, y'all! By the way, How the White Trash Zombie Got Her Groove Back, the latest book in the series, just came out. You can check it out on Audible. I highly recommend it because the girl who does the voice for it is just amazing. And Dan Dos Santos painted this cover, and I modeled for it. So check it out. Another event I did at Comic-Con was I got my first corporate sponsorship with MTV and Cotex for their Fandom Awards. So I was the tampon girl.
Tampon girl, what's that?
During their Fandom Awards, Cotex was one of their sponsors, so they wanted to do like a 60-second vignette of a strong and independent woman at Comic-Con, and that's me. So they followed me around for a day. We got a lot of really good footage showing what I was up to, and then I got to go to the Fandom Awards and be there and do all that sort of stuff too. Save the undies! Tampons! Begin to Sherlock Yang, and even though you know that they're straight, you just want to see them get together. T-shirt change. Well, another one of the big things that we did at San Diego was we did signings and sketches for viewers at the Danger Factory booth. Drawing some sketches for fans. Yay! This is a sketch of Robot Eye and our two viewers. Yay!
There we go.
We met a whole ton of people from all over the world. It was really amazing. And I would have to say that my cutest fan is Clark. He came and gave me this drawing that he did. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get this framed. I got a big framing order I got to put in pretty soon. So this is one of the many things that's going up on my wall. I love this.
Hey, I'm on there.
Yeah, he even got you, Robot. So
Pretty good.
thanks again, Clark. You're just such a little doll. And speaking of having things to frame, I have to give a huge, oh my gosh, you're awesome, super high fives to Ken Freeman, one of our viewers who commissioned Nick Bradshaw, one of my favorite artists, to do a drawing of me and Kid Omega and Robot. Oh my gosh, this is so, like, I can't wait to scan this and do a coloring of it on Photoshop and then get it framed and then also put it up. Maybe in my kitchen, I don't know, I've been thinking about it. Other shirts back. Another thing I did was to do a live show of Sort This on stage at Comic-Con at Nerd HQ. I was on stage with Dodger, Jesse Cox, and Negative Neil, and we all got to go through these comic book movies, like a list of comic book movies, and then sort them from 1 to 10, you know, based on like what we thought was the best and what was the worst. And then we also did that with character transformations for comic book movies. And you can check it out. There's a link in the description. It's like 2 hours long. So big thanks to Maker and Polaris for having me on. It was such a blast. One of my absolute favorite things that I did at Comic-Con this year was attend my very first Eisner Awards.
Eisner Awards, what's that?
The Eisner Awards are like the Oscars for comic books, so that's pretty self-explanatory, and it was great to see some of my favorite comics winning awards. For example, you had Saga win for Best Continuing Series, you had Sex Criminals for Best New Series, totally, like, of course, and then you also have The Wake winning for Best Limited Series.
Oh, so you mean all these comic books you've been talking about all this time, they're not bullshit, huh?
Yeah, the comic books that I recommend are actually winning awards, so maybe you can start to trust me a little bit more now.
I don't know. I think I'll stick to Bloodstrike.
Alright, well,
Did Bloodstrike win any awards this year?
Bloodstrike did not win any awards. It was a huge letdown. Everyone was really upset about it. That's all anyone could talk about afterwards at the party.
Yeah, you know these award shows are all just big conspiracy.
Yeah, they sure are. But it was a lot of fun. There was a party afterwards where I got to rub elbows with the comic elite. I got to talk to Brian K. Vaughan and tell him how much I was enjoying Saga, and he was like super nice dude, like had the best conversation with him. And I also got to high five Matt Fraction. He won like a shit ton of awards that night. It was super crazy. And yeah, Amy Dallin was there, so we got to hang out too. So it was happening. It was happening.
That must have been the night I was out partying. Wild party dog. That's me.
Party dog, number one party dog. Robot was partying it up.
Here's some clips from me partying at Comic-Con.
Get back, motherfucker, you don't know me like that. Get back, motherfucker, you don't know me like that. Geek, geek, I ain't playing around, make one false move.
Well, of course, there were a lot of Game of Thrones events going on that we got to participate in. One of them being the Game of Thrones beer tapping for their newest beer, Valar Morghulis.
Cheers, everybody. Valar Morghulis!
And Oberon Martell was there to pour the very first glass, so I got to see my sweet Dornish muffin in person, and that was awesome.
And then
there was also the Game of Thrones climb the wall Oculus Rift thing going on. And if you don't know, the Oculus Rift is essentially virtual reality that they've been talking about since like the 80s, where you have the goggles and then you can see 360 degrees around you, and you're in a cage and you're going up the wall like you're in that little elevator, you know, and you get to see over the Castle Black, and then you get to the top and you get to look over the wall and see the frozen north, and then an arrow comes out of nowhere. I guess a giant maybe, you know, he did that shit, and then it goes boom, and then you fall off the wall and you're like, ah! And not only that, they had a lot of costumes actually from the show, and these weren't like costumes these are ones worn by the actors that you got to see. The real costumes.
No way.
And they looked beautiful. And not only that, I was surprised to see that they had a tattoo set up where you could get free Game of Thrones tattoos. I'm not kidding. Like, and they were tattooing people all weekend.
Did you go to any happening concerts while you were there?
I did indeed go to a happening concert. I saw Ninja Sex Party live on stage. They did a great job. They had like an amazing turnout, like really good crowd.
Who's Ninja Sex Party? Who's that?
Ninja Sex Party, they do funny music videos, comedy music videos, and I was in their video Dragon Slayer. There's a link in the description if you haven't already seen that, but they are friends of mine, Ninja Brian and Danny Sexbang. Close personal friends, just name dropping here. But yeah, they had a really great turnout, and it was so much fun to see them doing it live. Since I'm working, I don't get to walk the floor as much as I'd like to, but every year I always make it a point to go to the Sideshow Collectibles booth. One of their newest sculptures is of a Sentinel from X-Men that looked amazing, amazing. I wish that they would have that in the movies, use that design, because it looks badass. Don't forget the cat.
I don't care what anyone says, that Snake Plissken is worth every penny.
So we hear The Rock is supposed to be a superhero in the DC Cinematic Universe, but he hasn't said who he is yet, and I've got my fingers crossed for Lobo. I would love to see The Rock as Lobo, even though they're totally not going to do that because he's such an underrated, weird character. Lobo is not a cat guy, all right?
Jeez.
Whoa!
I think the cloning doesn't matter.
These guys know what's up. They know how to tweak something and make it cooler and more realistic while also sticking to the original like form of what it's supposed to be. I think they're on that line perfectly. And they had this whole exhibit of like, I can't remember what it was called, it was like Necro something, where they had all these different designs of like, of gods of death that were so cool, man. I don't even know what the fuck it's supposed to be, but I want one. I'll tell you that right now. Those things were awesome. Like, those sculptors over there are just, whoa. I want to wear that.
Did you go to any cool booths? Did you buy any merchandise?
Well, the last hour, I had time to finally go pick up a couple of things. And one of the things I picked up was Wally Wood's Strange Worlds of Science Fiction.
What's that?
Reprints of 50s science fiction comics drawn by Wally Wood.
Who's that?
He is an artist who was very influential in science fiction comic books. So he's pretty awesome. You got your Martians, your flying saucers, your bubbleheads. You got all of it going on.
Sci-fi robots?
Robots, aliens, all of it. I also picked up Soft Flesh and Orgies of Death, which is reprints of short stories and illustrations from men's adventure magazines.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, these are very unpolitically correct. And honestly, I've been really into the 60s and 50s lately. I've been watching a lot of Mad Men. And watching that show has really got me interested in reading the comic books from that era and just seeing like what people thought back then and like what was their entertainment, you know, because that just says so much about a culture. And it's really, this stuff would never fly today. And that's another reason why I love this sort of stuff, because it is so bad. You have Yankee Man on Bad Girl Island here. You got Soft Flesh for Satan's Bubbling Cauldron.
Oh.
Yeah, it's got a lot of stuff like Chained Nudes for the Devil's Seat in Hell.
What?
Yeah, there's...
Why didn't you tell me about this?
No, this is mature
These are the
reading.
comics for me.
This is mature reading. Okay, these aren't comics, they're short stories. I feel like San Diego Comic-Con is so big now, though, that it's kind of starting to collapse under its own weight. You know, it's definitely a level 10 convention. Like, it's just very, very crowded. And I would say personally that if you're looking to go to a comic book convention, I would say maybe you should hit up some of the smaller conventions instead of trying to go to San Diego. Just saying. Because there's a lot of them that are super awesome and way easier to see stuff, and you don't have to like fight crowds all constantly, and it's, man, San Diego is just a lot to deal with. I would suggest New York Comic Con is a good one because it's a really big comic convention, but it's less Hollywood because like it's not close to Hollywood, so they're not going to fly all the way out there. Then you also have WonderCon in Anaheim. I've enjoyed that one a lot. That one's like a really nice sized convention, and you have all the big publishers there too. If you like cosplay, DragonCon is the one to go to. DragonCon is like my favorite, and I'm so sad that we're not going to get to go this year.
Oh, why?
Well, since we got sick from Comic-Con, you know, we're kind of behind on some projects, so we really can't afford to take time off to go to DragonCon. So next year, DragonCon. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And also, if you don't check like YouTube every day to see when there's updates and things like that, you should definitely follow me on Facebook, because I'm always posting when we do a video and all that sort of stuff, because you're probably on Facebook more than you're on YouTube, if I had to guess. I mean, I have people on Instagram who are like yelling at me about not having a video out when it's already out. And it's like, come on, dude, like check my channel before you yell at me about stuff. But whatever. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter, where you can be one of the 27,000 people who get to hear my random thoughts during the day. So, yeah.
There's also the website.
Oh, yeah, there's also the website, if you want to go on there.
Which aggregates everything that you're talking about.
Which aggregates everything that I'm talking about. Thanks, Robot. Update. As previously stated, the Comic Book Girl Named Teen Show will be ending our season the beginning of September, but don't worry. Instead, we're going to be putting out a bunch of cosplay videos over the next few months as we gear up for the release of our Magic Sexy cosplay calendar in November. Special thanks to Novak for letting us use one of his songs in our latest video. You can check out more of his work at soundcloud.com/NovakSounds.
So what else happened at Comic-Con?
Well, one of my most exciting experiences at Comic-Con was also getting to meet two of my favorite people. I got to meet Grant Morrison, who is one of my favorite comic book writers of all time, and he was so cool. Oh my gosh, it was like the best. And I did make a fool of myself in front of him, which was even better. I also met Doug Jones, who's one of my personal people that I like to watch. He is an actor, but he's always covered in full makeup, so you never know who he is. But he was Abe Sapien in Hellboy. He was in Pan's Labyrinth. He played Pan and also the eyeball guy. So he's just amazing, and I totally fangirled out on him, and it was the best experience. Bonus meet and greet, I bumped into Max Landis, and he was super awesome. He was a very, very cool guy. Max Landis is a writer, son of John Landis, and he is responsible for Chronicle and things like that. He's got a bunch of movies coming out this year. He's one to follow. Very cool guy. He's also done some really funny videos, internet videos about the death of Superman is a big one. You may have checked that one out. That one you should totally watch if you haven't, because it's hilarious. But a huge shout out to Rex Edlund of Industry Showroom, Popular Naughty Danger Factory. This is a Danger Factory t-shirt right here that he designed. Thank you so much for putting us up and letting us hang out at your booth. We had the greatest time, as always. And you should go check out dangerfactory.com to see some of his t-shirts. And of course, I also stopped by the Humanoids booth, one of my favorite publishers. And I got to talk to Ladrone. We got an interview with him, who illustrated Final Inkle. He is just an amazing artist. Like, his artwork will just blow your friggin' mind. I mean, seriously, like, check this shit out. I just randomly opened that, and it looks amazing. So yeah, we got an interview with him. So awesome. And not only that, Humanoids had these tarot cards from artwork from Final Inkle that I got. So these are like my favorite swag of the whole time. Signed, of course. No big deal. The interview should be coming out shortly. As I said, it'll be a separate video, and I was just feel so lucky to be able to talk to such an amazing artist. It's like, he's so humble. I've yet to meet an asshole comic book artist or writer. I'm sure they're out there, but I haven't met them yet.
We're now officially man and wife. By the power vested in my monster snot,